what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to I investigated Mexico's deadly Coca-Cola addiction, and I mean I know Mexico definitely has its problems in terms of obesity and stuff. I don't know why Coca-Cola specifically is such a big problem here, and I mean maybe it's to do with it being cheaper or more accessible than water. I don't know if that's actually true or not, I'm just making assumptions, but I mean fizzy drinks in general, right, they cause a lot of issues for people because of the calories and the sugar and all this sort of stuff. But I mean I've never really been that big on fizzy drinks. I've definitely had points where I've like craved them and I'll just be like, yeah, I'm having some Coke or whatever it is. The drink, by the way. And wait, do you call it Coke in the US or Coke? Do people refer to Coke as Coca-Cola? I don't even know. I never actually call it Coca-Cola. That's obviously the company name, but I just say Coke. Anyway, yeah. So recently, I mean, I've had phases of just drinking water, and recently I've gone through a phase of just it's a fizzy drink, but I'll just have fizzy water and some apple juice, and I'll just sort of dilute the apple juice in the fizzy water because it's obviously still sugary because apple juice is quite sugary, right? But it's not as bad as like these drinks where there's crazy amounts of sugar and they're really addictive and there's caffeine and all this sort of stuff. But we're going to see what this addiction comes from and how it happened, I guess, and how maybe they can stop it. I don't know what sort of aspects this video will go into, but also there's a link in the description to my Patreon where I do movie reactions. I've recently reacted to The Truman Show, and great film. And yeah, if you want to see reactions to that sort of stuff, links are there. But let's check this out and see what's going on in Mexico.
This is Chamula, Mexico, the town that worships Coca-Cola. The average person here drinks over a half gallon of Coke per day.
No, half a gallon. See, I don't know how you're making these statistics, but I can't believe that.
Almost 40% of adults are obese, and diabetes is the second leading cause of death.
Over 35% have diabetes.
Do you think that...
Did he have some Coke on his grave? Or her grave? What?
A lot of people with diabetes here because they have sugar drinks.
Mexico drinks more Coca-Cola per capita than any other country.
Damn.
What impact is Coke having on the locals' health? Why do they love drinking it so much? And can this diabetes epidemic
I know why they like drinking it, because it tastes good.
be stopped? I met up with the local named Rudy to find out. Look at that. You can't make this up. Look at all that Coke.
It's common.
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola again. So we're headed to Chamula, the Coke drinking capital of the world, would you say?
Yes.
How did Coke enter the religion of Chamula?
The people in Chamula, they consider like every time that you need to talk with God, they are like using like a rituality, and then into the rituality is present the Coca-Cola.
These people are drinking more Coke than anyone else on earth?
Yes. Here is like, wow, I really like it. You know?
The Mexican Coke really does hit better?
Yes, yes. In my personal conception.
Okay. And on our way to Chamula, I saw this.
Oh my day. I mean, I guess this is just a truck that's carrying Coke, but he sees this as soon as he comes into the town or the city. It's just representing really what it is about, to be honest.
The Coca-Cola truck.
Oh, there it is. And we talked to them. ¿Cuánto pesos por este?
A 3.85.
Okay, we got water. It's cheaper to drink the Coke than the water?
I was thinking that. That's mental. How is it so cheap? How do they even make profit with these prices?
Yes.
Okay. Coca-Cola chairs. Look at this. Oh, they have Coke right there. ¿Cuántas botellas de Coca-Cola bebes al día?
Más o menos un litro.
Un litro. Baffled by how Coke was in every store out here and far more available than bottled water, I wanted to understand what strategies Coke used to conquer Mexico. But to understand that, we need to understand their pricing strategy. A little over $1, we can get 2 Cokes, and you can return the bottle.
Yes, if you return the bottle, it's cheaper.
So if you give them back the bottle, you get Coke again for
Yes.
cheaper.
Yes.
Let's analyze the Coke here. Okay.
3 liters.
3 liters right here.
Yes.
How common is this in a family household?
Very common.
¿Cuántos gramos de azúcar en aquí?
No sé.
They don't know. No one knows. ¿Es más popular aquí en esta ciudad?
Sí, la verdad sí, porque para usos y costumbres, por lo regular, es un ejemplo, cuando van a pedir a una chica para esposa de alguien, los típicos refrescos que llevan son Coca-Cola, que son por paquetes.
Wow.
It's like a bringing offerings, yes, and that offerings is Coca-Cola.
This is 27 for 1.35. so it gets cheaper the more you buy. With Coke in every corner store in the city, the few water bottles available for sale are mostly the brand CL, which is also owned by Coca-Cola. Given the option between a nice, cold, sugary Coke and a water bottle for the same price, it's no surprise that people here are choosing Coke.
So they're owned by Coke and they're making them more expensive. That is crazy. That's some sort of evil tactics, if anything. I mean, Coca-Cola as a company, I don't think they've necessarily got the best record, but a track record. But that is a bit sneaky.
But is Coke being honest and upfront about the health consequences it's having on the public? Rudy led me to this basketball court to understand a little more. Whoa! They sponsored the basketball courts?
Yes, it's like they paint.
Coca-Cola everywhere. They own the culture. This is crazy, a Coca-Cola basketball.
How is this happening?
And look, Coke cans right over there. Coke is everywhere out here. This Coke-sponsored basketball court is just another example of Coke sponsoring youth sporting events since 2006 as part of their Ponte al 100 program to promote exercise rather than drinking less sugary drinks like Coke. Despite research showing that diet is a far more important factor in obesity and diabetes than exercise.
Whilst they're trying to promote doing exercise and drinking Coke. That is insane.
Today was the celebration of the Virgin of Guadalupe, and Rudy said that during holidays like this, Coke plays a critical role in their traditions and sometimes even religion.
Outside is the social meetings, and part of the tradition is like to share some. They are like giving normally Posh and Coke.
And in Chamula, where we're headed, some even believe Coke has magic healing properties and it's used in rituals.
problematic.
Interesting perspective. I mean, all that stuff doesn't help with a person, but I don't think it's relating to why you get diabetes. But I guess maybe you've been growing up in an area, in a culture where you're sort of taught to believe this. It's such a fascinating perspective.
Coke, hola, cheers.
Place.
But with this much Coke here in Zincantan, I could only imagine how much Coke they drank in Chamula. First, we had to meet up with a local Tzotzil native to get inside Chamula because this town is exclusive.
Oh, this isn't even the Coca-Cola town yet. This is just Mexico in general.
Exclusively occupied by the indigenous Tzotzil Mayan natives, highly suspicious of outsiders, with some even believing cameras capture your soul when a photo is taken. And Chamula has a unique autonomous status within Mexico and their own police force, where no outside police or military are allowed in the village, and crimes are punished severely, going so far as to lynch and burn people alive who have committed serious offenses.
John,
Mate.
good to meet you. How prevalent is diabetes here in Chamula?
No hay un porcentaje exacto, pero sí hay enfermedades que, vaya, diabetes. Sin embargo, la gente no se pregunta cuál es la causa. Más bien desconoce las causantes. Solo es como, se puede decir que Coca-Cola podría ser una causante, ¿sale? No exactamente Coca-Cola sea la causa.
Since when did Coca-Cola become so popular in Chamula?
1994, es cuando llega la empresa Coca-Cola en San Cristóbal.
Look, 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 all the soda. We're surrounded by soda and beer of all kinds right now. Do you sell more Coca-Cola or Pepsi here?
Coca.
Coca-Cola? Mucho más Coca-Cola?
Sí, Coca.
Okay.
Coke was everywhere. Even the babies were guzzling it. With Coca-Cola, other Coke
Starting from
sodas,
young.
the predominant water bottle company CL, owned by Coke, I could barely find any Pepsi here, and it seemed like Coke owned literally every beverage out here.
¿Te gusta Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coca.
Coca-Cola owned water compared to the singular Pepsi. The kid sitting alone at lunch. Coca-Cola más or Pepsi?
Coca.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola?
La Coca.
Right over there. Another Coca-Cola stand.
I can't lie, I prefer Coca-Cola as well. Pepsi, I don't know why, I just don't really like Pepsi that much. I mean, it tastes similar. If I had a cup and I didn't know the brand, I'd probably drink it and not notice. But although I do think Coca-Cola does have a bit of a different taste, but maybe it's just because I'm what I'm used to. I grew up with it as well.
Every square.
People were chugging Coke as far as the eye could see, with practically no water bottles in sight. I wondered how many bottles people drank here per day.
Let's ask the people here how much Coke they drink. Coca-Cola bebe al día. Tres. Cada día.
Sí.
¿Cuántos litros en este?
What the hell? That is baffling to me.
2 litros. So bebe 2 litros al día. See? Big old 2 liter right here. ¿Cuánto litros al día?
2 litros.
2 litros?
Como 1 litro.
1 litro cada día?
Sí.
Yeah, so not only are they all drinking Coca-Cola, but we got sweets everywhere. We got dulces.
With highly processed, cheap, sugary snacks and Coca-Cola everywhere, I began to notice a concerning trend.
¿Tiene miembros de tu familia con diabetes o no?
Sí.
Sí, ¿cuánto?
2, creo. Say like now they are understanding like the Coca-Cola is too much sugar.
Okay.
You're drinking, ¿no? Entonces ahora ya lo entiendes.
Sí, ya ahora ya no coca, ya es un poco más. Mejor agua o un jugo de naranja.
Hugo, can you ask when they came to that belief?
Video que suben que donde la coca que ya es.
So they're just sort of not even told the side effects of Coke. So they're just not even knowing what it does to you. This is so weird. And I wonder how that's happened. Is it from Coca-Cola like going here and just sort of not exploiting, but just promoting it in a way where they don't really realize what it's going to do to someone?
Te hace mucho daño.
Or the education?
Ahí es donde me di cuenta.
¿Hace cuánto más o menos?
Como 3 meses por ahí.
¿Tú conoces personas en esta ciudad con diabetes?
Sí,
¿Sí? ¿Muchas?
pues sí, beber mucho refresco.
¿Sí?
Yes,
Es muy mal, ¿sí?
es malo.
¿Tú tienes miembros de esta familia con diabetes?
Sí.
¿Sí? ¿Tú tienes?
Es mi papá.
¿En el pasado tú bebes mucho Coca-Cola o no?
No,
¿No?
no.
¿Qué es la razón por tu diabetes?
Pues no me dicen los médicos la razón. Unos dicen que por estrés, por genética,
I see.
por la alimentación, por hábitos alimenticios negativos.
¿La dieta tiene responsabilidad por diabetes en esta ciudad?
No.
¿No? ¿Y tú conoces muchas personas con diabetes?
Sí.
¿Sí? ¿Y tú?
Sí, también.
Sí.
Sí, bastantes conozco. Como unos amigos. Se dan tal vez como unos 10, 15 que conozco que tienen.
¿Qué es las razones por este?
Igual estrés.
¿Estrés?
Wait, is diabetes actually linked to stress as well? I mean, I'm just assuming it's to obviously genetic or diet. Can stress also be a thing? Maybe it's a small factor. I don't actually know, but it's crazy that they're just rejecting the whole diet sort of idea that it's related to it.
Problemas familiares, económicos.
¿No dieta?
Pues no creo que no.
Okay.
Yo diría que no.
He thinks diet has nothing to do with any of it. Do you think he's right? No, he's not. There's no way, right?
Yes, no, but they are not connecting.
Dots need to be connected here.
Yes.
¿Tú tienes miembros de tu familia con diabetes? ¿Se beben Coca-Cola? ¿Mucho? Oye.
Sí, mi papá, mi abuela. La mayoría de las familias mexicanas consumen mucho Coca-Cola.
Ok. ¿Qué es en sus dietas de tus miembros de tu familia con diabetes?
Creo que sí, el azúcar. Más que nada el azúcar.
Have you guys seen a lot of people drinking Coke out here?
Yeah, a lot.
Crazy, right? Like a lot of Coca-Cola everywhere.
Like it replaces water, I feel like. Yeah.
That's what we've learned. Do you think Coca-Cola was strategic in placing themselves here?
Oh yes, hell of a lot of money.
They worship Coca-Cola in some of the churches.
Yeah, they absolutely worship it. They have shops where it's piled, I don't know, like 3 meters high, Coca-Cola cans and bottles, and it's just unbelievable.
From most people you've spoken to out here, do you think they're aware of the health consequences of the excess cola consumption?
No.
No?
No. Some of them even go to like little witch doctors or whatever you call
Yeah,
them,
that's
and
what we've
they try and cure their diabetes with a bit of Coca-Cola. So.
And you've seen funerals even on these streets, right? Mm-hmm. Have any of these people acknowledged like this guy died due to diabetes?
Oh yeah, it's common.
Yeah.
You see people missing limbs and stuff like that, and
Really?
you find out they're diabetic. But a lot of them are unaware, like really unaware.
¿Tú tienes miembros de tu familia con diabetes o no?
Tuve.
¿Sí? Ok.
Diabetes.
1, 2, 3.
¿Tú tienes miembros de tu familia con diabetes?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Aquí es.
¿A todo?
Oh, casi.
¿Por qué?
Por el consumo de azúcar.
¿Azúcar en la dieta?
Galletas.
¿Dulces? ¿Bebidas?
Todo lo que es harinas.
Wow! Diabetes is everywhere. ¿Cuántas botellas de Coca-Cola se bebe al día? 3. Gracias. Ciao.
We are addicted, no?
With the rate of diabetes in Mexico higher than even the US and their obesity rates close behind, the solution to this health crisis isn't as simple as switching out Coke for bottles of water.
We have to understand why people are buying too much Coca-Cola, because if somebody in the top of the mountain
doesn't have money, the Coca-Cola say, okay, I come and I give you a fridge. I come and I give you chairs and tables. And then say, okay, what do you have to do? Just sell Coca-Cola. They don't have, Coca-Cola is mafia at the end. The problem is that now we stop buying Coca-Cola, but then we are going to be buying Ciel. So at the end, we are giving the money to them. And these guys, they are not going to give you back some money to pay to the state to have health care, like education. People in the top of Coca-Cola, that they want to have every soda all over the world, Sure. That's the mentality. That's what is killing people.
So we headed to the Coca-Cola bottling plant on the outskirts of the neighboring town of San Cristobal.
We are looking for a Coca-Cola deposit.
Okay, we are on the lookout for a Coca-Cola deposit. I don't know what that means. What is a Coca-Cola deposit?
The biggest storage about Coke.
Oh, I see. This Coca-Cola deposit sells their Coke to small street vendors like we've seen.
This bottling plant is one of the primary causes of this health epidemic because it drains over 1 million gallons of water per day, depleting the local source of drinking water and selling it back to them in the form of sugary Coke they typically choose in favor of the Ciel water brand that Coke also owns.
How many of you struggle to get water every week?
Todos los días está la coca.
All right, we've made it to the Coca-Cola FEMSA plant here. This is where they bottle Coke bottles.
This sort of video is going to get demonetized as well because Coca-Cola have such a big influence on just the world in general. YouTube are probably going to demonetize this video that he's done because just of their influence, and it's a negative video towards them. It's wild, man, but they're literally just forcing people to. I don't want to say forcing, but if it's the cheapest alternative or a cheaper alternative to drinking water, then I don't really understand how that's legal. I guess, have they got taps? Like, drinking water, is the water like in this city okay or safe to drink from taps? I don't know. But man, or is there like maybe some of the people don't even have taps like running water? I don't really know how it would be in this sort of town, but it's just like a dystopian world in terms of all the control they have on all the stuff they drink.
Yes.
Let's walk a little further here. So we're seeing people in the red. They work for the Coca-Cola plant.
Yes.
¿Es tu trabajo?
Mi trabajo.
How many bottles por día?
300,000.
300,000? 300,000 bottles per day. Whoa. Straight from the source there. That's a lot.
The guard say like, no, it's not possible
to go inside?
Yes.
Got a little peek. All the flowers in there. Not sure what that means. Maybe all the lives they've killed.
Curious to see if we could find the secret recipe in action, we threw the drone up to survey the area, but all we could see was the scale of how much Coke was being produced and consumed here in the
Wait, they're making it outside?
Chiapas region.
And what are their goals here? They have environmental goals?
Yes, they're like promoting like hiring people all the time, and it's like more than 5,000 people working. They are like propaganda.
After observing some of the rather hypocritical mission statements on the wall, I asked some employees that worked here if they knew anyone with diabetes.
¿Cuántas personas en tu familia tiene diabetes? Una.
Mi mamá. Sí, mi hermano mayor.
De mis tíos.
¿Tus tíos beben Coca-Cola?
Sí, antes sí.
Obviously, countless people are getting diabetes because of their excessive consumption of Coca-Cola. But the problem is Coca-Cola is everywhere. You find it easier than you can find water out here.
Well, the irony of these people working at the factory that produces the Coke, that causes the diabetes, that causes their death, even 6 feet under, Coke has managed to ingratiate themselves in the culture of the afterlife here. Rudy took me to a local graveyard to see this firsthand.
Oh, it's everywhere out here now.
Whoa.
Coca-Cola tied to the flowers in a 2-liter of Coke. Another can of Coke right here. Another bottle of Coke. Rudy, what's the significance of these Cokes out here?
It's about like the people, they are like bringing offerings to the cemetery. So the Coca-Cola.
So they're going to have diabetes in the afterlife as well. God damn, they can't catch a break.
Pepsi, Fanta becomes part of their life. So that is why it's present in the cemetery.
Fair enough, I guess.
Even the flowers being held are in old 2 liters of Coke.
Yes.
Part of their lives.
Yes.
While they were alive.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily have any religious connotation, but when it's practically everywhere, it almost becomes borderline religious. ¿Qué es la razón por la Coca-Cola?
Porque solo lo ponen
Since the 1960s, Coca-Cola has targeted the indigenous population here in Chiapas with localized marketing campaigns that combined Coca-Cola with the symbols and traditions of the people here, resulting in the most loyal Coca-Cola customers on Earth, who drink almost 5 times more soda than the rest of Mexico. But at what cost? I'm here with
Marcos Arana. I'm a medical anthropologist working as a researcher for the National Institute of Nutrition.
Is it too late to reverse this diabetes epidemic here in Chiapas in Mexico?
We need to develop more aggressive strategies to halt the consumption of Coca-Cola and also solving the problem of lack of adequate water. But we need more investment in providing safe water for the population so we can promote consumption of simple water. This is a must for promoting health. This is also the responsibility of the government to give more information, to promote regulations.
Due to Coca-Cola's recruitment of local vendors on nearly every corner of every street to advertise and sell Coke, clever marketing campaigns targeting poor and uneducated indigenous communities, and political connections within Mexico, like the former president Vicente Fox, whose political career was conveniently funded by Coca-Cola and established a near monopoly on the local water supply. Unless these people receive real education on the deadly consequences Coke is having on their health, it looks like Coke will continue to kill the people here until there's no one left to drink themselves to death. And even then, they'll keep drinking.
Rudy, if someone wants to visit this beautiful country of Mexico with you, where can they find you?
Chiapas Experience.
Come on. Love that. This is shocking. You know what? I was not expecting it to be this much of an issue. Nobody ever talks about how addictive sugar is. Probably one of the most dangerous things to our society. Don't get me wrong. I love sugar. There's times like there'll be like I'll go through phases of having a lot more sugar than usual, and I'll be like, God damn, if I continue doing this, I'm not gonna be healthy in years time when my body's then having to make up for what I've done to it. So yeah, I love sugar. I just try and avoid like sugary drinks. Obviously, these people, based on what I've seen here, they can't do anything else really. I mean, if it's cheaper, you're already struggling money and financially, then what else are you gonna do? I mean, it's just a horrible situation. As a Mexican, thank you for covering this. Not many people are aware. Is this a problem? We really need to spread awareness. I guess this is Coca-Cola has high amounts of sugar, and sugar has been proven to be as addictive as Coke. What? Is that supposed to be Coke? I think it is. The issue is that cola is more accessible than water and at a cheaper price. The company's donated wells and rain collectors, but it's not enough. That's just scary, man. They've really got a massive grip on this area, Coke, man. Crazy as hell. This is a fascinating little topic. I say little, it's a big topic. But yeah, it's shocking to me. Hopefully these people's lives can get better over time and they can put in more measures to stop this from happening. Don't get me wrong, Coca-Cola, have it there. And if you want to do it, if you have the options and you just choose to drink it, then do what you want to do. At the end of the day, if you have the consequences, you deal with them. I feel like some people get quite lucky, right? Their bodies just deal with sugar better, so they don't end up getting as many issues with it. But I feel like any human, it's going to catch up to you if you just don't treat your body as well as you should. But yeah, have the sweet drinks there. Just let them have the options to drink water, for real. But yeah, if you've been here, let me know what it's like. Or maybe you have a similar situation. I don't think like you're going to have situations like this in the US. Again, you have issues with this and in the UK as well. But you do have the ability to drink water and just make that decision to not drink certain drinks. But yeah, that's that. Until next time, peace.